Hi, so this video is for the class 4 discussion regarding Sally and the call center at the bank. So for question number 1, yes, Sally was disabled under the ADA. Toxic encephalopathy is a neurological disorder caused by exposure to neurotoxic organic solvents. It can be caused by various chemicals, some of which are commonly used in everyday life, and it can permanently damage the brain. So under the ADA, an employer is required to provide a reasonable accommodation to a qualified individual with a disability unless doing so would cause undue hardship. And so number 2, no, the bank is not required to make accommodations for Sally if she isn't disabled under the ADA. And number 3, no, the bank was not justified in firing Sally. I think the manager got too heated in the last meeting that they had, and the insubordination that she was supposedly fired for could have been dealt with maybe a verbal warning or a write-up. And number 4, what did Sally's manager do wrong? Well, first, once Sally had made the need for an accommodation known, the burden shifts to her employer, the call center at the bank, to start the interactive process. And so this interactive process is a ongoing communication between the employer and employee to determine what accommodations are needed. And the interactive process begins by asking Sally about the type of accommodation she needs. So the manager could have asked for reasonable medical documentation to establish that Sally had a disability and her need for an accommodation. And in this interactive process, the goal is for both parties to work together to find a solution that meets Sally's and the call center's needs. So I do see that the bank did try various things that Sally suggested by allowing her to move away from the coworkers with the perfume, having a fan at her desk, and wearing a charcoal mask. I think the bank could have tried having her work from home, or even trying out her last request when she suggested having an enclosed cubicle with the air filtration device, unless it would have cost too much money and therefore being a undue hardship. So it may or may not have worked. They could have looked into it to see how much it would have cost and if it would have been feasible to do that. In the end, it's the call center or the employer who decides what accommodation is put into place, but it must be effective in resolving the functional limitations presented by the Sally's disability. And the bank and Sally should continue communicating to determine if the accommodations are working and to make adjustments if necessary. Okay, thank you.